I mean, when we talk about the honor it is to bring some of these names onto this show.
Exactly. And this summer is going to be exciting because the Premier League Summer
Woo!
Series. So we've got a couple Premier League clubs coming through. My Everton
That's right.
is coming by.
Big names coming through.
But we also got the likes of Manchester United and also West Ham. So
also, friend of the show, Jamie, is going to be going nuts. Friend of the show, Chris Italia, is going to be going nuts because these two are some of the biggest West Ham fans in the world, right? And my wife is probably going to be going nuts because she just loves ice skating. You know what I mean? And we found a way to merge the two here today.
This is going to be fun for me because I also grew up playing hockey. So here we go. This is going to be just a mash of all different cultures.
You're probably confused right now. That's because in America, the show doesn't air. But ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only West Ham legend, Anton Ferdinand, everybody.
Anton, what's up, man?
How you doing, man? Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
This is an exciting opportunity for us, and I did mention the Premier League Summer Series, and like I said, a bunch of Premier League clubs coming through. You are the ambassador for West Ham, and you're going to be in the States while West Ham is playing here
in the New York area.
Exactly, MetLife. They're playing in Soldier Field, and they're playing at the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Just to get some background, have you done ambassadorship before? Have you been to the States? Is this a common role that you're comfortable with?
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to do last summer's preseason tour when we went to Tampa and Jacksonville and really had a great time. Meeting a lot of West Ham fans, American West Ham fans who don't always get the opportunity to come to London to watch our fantastic football club, and it makes me understand and realize how actual big West Ham is. When you see the amount of West Ham fans in America, and being a West Ham fan myself, not only being able to play for the football club and be classed as an ambassador and a legend, to go over there and see the love that my football club gets and that I got over there was really, really humbling.
I mean, when you travel around the States and people recognize you, especially when you're at these events, does that feel weird? Because I know a lot of footballers talk about how much they love coming to America because they can kind of be anonymous. But then if you're at one of these football events, you're suddenly no longer anonymous. Does it feel weird in America? Does it take away that sort of benefit?
It does. I used to come to America when I played that to get some freedom. But now coming there and coming to for work and working for West Ham is something different. You go out, you're recognised, but also that's a blessing because we're there to spread the love of West Ham United and show people what West Ham as a football club really is. It's a family-orientated club, a club that wants everybody to have a great time, and a club that, as we say over here, is massive.
Yeah, right. So look, you can get tickets. Tickets are available now for the Premier League Summer Series, so go get them. But I have to talk about this because you are currently on a show that I'm basically just learning about it today because I did not know. We don't have this show here, but there is
apparently it's a big deal because the internet's going crazy about you.
But there's a show called Dancing on Ice, which is pretty straightforward. But they take celebrities and do a dance similar to we have Dancing with the Stars, but you just do this on ice. And as soon as I heard the concept, I'm like, first of all, this is dangerous. I ice skate. I know how I grew up playing hockey. There's no okay. So my first question: did you know how to ice skate before you participated in the show? And then when it comes to, I know how to I know how to defend. Sort of while I'm ice skating.
You don't know how to boogie on that joint.
I don't know how to dance. I can't twerk on ice. Yeah. What?
Funny enough, I can. It's one of the few talents I have.
I can't twerk on ice either.
Okay.
Well, you might have won, had you?
So what has this experience been like, and how did you get approached, and then how did it all begin?
Firstly, They approached my team about me coming on Dancing on Ice, and I wasn't going to do it. And then all of a sudden, I said it to my daughter that I might be doing it, and her face and the way she was like, "Dad, you have to do it."
That was your first mistake, bro.
It's the worst thing I could have done was saying to my daughter less about it. And then when I saw her face, I was like, I have to do it. But do you know what's so great is I'm as a father, and when I mentor to a lot of the players, the young players that are at West Ham, I talk about being outside your comfort zone a lot, because as we know in life, you're going to be out of your comfort zone at times, and that's perfectly fine, you know. But the only way to make an uncomfortable situation so comfortable so quickly is to work hard, and that's all I've done. Was I showed my kids and the young players at West Ham that being out of your comfort zone is fine, but you have to work hard to make that comfortable. And a lot of the skills that I learned at the academy when I was a young player from 9 years old all the way into the first team at 18 and beyond. A lot of the skills that I learned then, I brought into dancing on ice, you know, and I think it's
50
a great
balls,
thing.
headers.
Yeah.
What are you gonna
He two-footed his partner.
shoulder to shoulder? What?
In one of the numbers that I done, Jason Derulo, I actually had a football on the ice.
Is that where you were wearing like the tech fleece? You were like heading the ball?
Yeah, and I was heading the ball. Yeah, so I brought football to the ice. I couldn't ice skate before. I didn't know how to ice skate. I learned in a matter of like 2 months to ice skate and be able to do. It's figure skating, so it's very, very different to ice hockey, as you know. It's a different boot that you wear, different skate that you wear. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and one thing for sure, I'm going to continue skating, man, because I really, really enjoyed it. I'm not sure about dancing on the ice, but it's actually skating. I think I'm going to be doing that.
All right.
We bring it up because West Ham had this huge banner. The players took photos with flags, kind of congratulating you and rooting for you for the final. Did you find that weird that all of a sudden this massive club has this huge banner on the side of the stadium wishing you luck on a dancing competition on ice?
You know what? It just epitomizes what our football club is. You know, I was lucky enough to give many, many years of myself to this football club, and the fan base and the club itself really, really appreciated it. So for them to do that, it epitomizes what I've said about our football club, how it is a family-orientated football club, how we stick together. And if one person needs support or help within our community, we're here for them. You know, and that's no different with me. They were supportive from minute one to when it finished on Sunday. So I'm humbled by it. I appreciate it. And it just shows what my wonderful club is about.
That's beautiful. I just want to say real quick, I messaged a mutual friend of ours, Andrew Mensa, who I'm sure you know.
Mm-hmm.
You've done a bunch of content with him. And I said, yo, talk to me about this dancing on ice. Like, you know, we were getting kind of like, is the final happening? Did it happen already? And he said a bunch of things, but I just want to read this one text because I think this shows like the type of friends we have as well. Mm-hmm. He said, man from South doing ballerina on skates. I thought that was just the most succinct way of being like, I'm not gonna roast you, but I'm gonna roast you a little bit.
I'll tell you what, when you speak to him, I'll speak to him as well and say I'd love to see him on the ice.
I would literally pay just to see that man.
I will tune into the live stream of that.
For those who don't know, from South, you from Peckham.
Yeah.
Peckham, we know. At least I know Peckham gets referenced a lot in like UK hip hop and grime and garage.
I remember Giggs has a song where he mentions.
Giggs is from Peckham as well.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: one, who's the best MC from Peckham? And two, who's the best baller MC? What MC from Peckham probably has the most footy skills?
The best MC will be Giggs. Like what he's done for English music and British grime and the culture is fantastic. You know, so you can't look past him. He's
starting to pop off out here too.
Exactly, and bringing that English feel to America, that's what he's done. You know, working with one of the biggest artists in Drake, obviously. But also, I think when it comes to football, his manager's name's Buck. I used to play with his manager. I used to play football with his manager when we was younger. We used to play against each other. He was unreal. How he didn't make it, I don't know. Because he was the best.
But like what, midfielder, striker, defender?
He was an attacking midfielder.
Really?
right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, actually, Andrew said he's going to talk to you about this guy named Buck. So
Yeah.
that actually worked out.
It's fascinating, just the journey, like the mentioning, especially your daughter getting excited about you being on Dancing on Ice, because like my son is nearly 2 years old. He can only say mama and papa that clearly. So it's not the same exact motivation to do a show like that.
But if he looked at you and said, "I want you to be on Dancing on Ice,"
I'm gonna,
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
be
it.
like, oh, your first words?
Yeah.
What?
A request.
No, remarkable. So the one thing, as an Everton man, I just want to mention this, and
We're not here to talk about Everton. We're here to talk about West Ham. Come on.
I do what.
Listen, there's unfortunate stuff that comes up on the podcast all the time.
All I want to say is, it's Graham Potter, great. I think the future for West Ham, I think it looks very, very positive. But we just want to say thank you. There we go. I just want to say thank you for returning David Moyes to Everton Football Club. Very, very grateful for that.
No problem. But we
Turned
our season around.
Anything's better than Sean Dyche. Is there one thing that look, we talk about this all the time. I'm a massive fan of London. I love going out to London. I spend a lot of time there. We're both stand-up comedians. I think the comedy scene is comparable to New York. Like, you could get as much stage time. So it feels very familiar. It feels like a sister city to New York. But when I'm out there, I'm like, yo, I would really love X. Sometimes, like, bro, there's not many places to get like a sandwich. I just miss like a sandwich. Or like, yo, like, bars close really early. I'm a late night guy. There's things I miss. When you come to the US, or specifically like a city like New York, what's something you miss, like from London? Like, what's something that you wish you had?
Pie and mash.
Pie and mash.
Okay.
We ain't doing that here.
A little proper English lad right here.
We ain't not gonna do that in America. We like seasoning. We like seasoning in this country, bro. We like flavors.
You put a bit of liquor on it, it's fine. I'm telling you. Bit of vinegar, bit of
By the way,
salt.
liquor's what? Like a parsley sauce, right?
You put that on there, a bit of vinegar.
I just thought you were mentioning like alcohol.
Put Hennessy on them. I would drink it if you put Henny on it. I would eat it.
I'm like, okay, what? I'm not here to judge other people's cultures.
Let me get a pie and mash with a little bit of extra Cavassier on top.
What's the dude's name that goes to different cities and eats the meals? I forgot his name on TikTok. That he's very Keith Lee. Keith Lee recent. Do you know that guy Keith Lee? He went to London recently. Yeah. And
okay, the potato. You guys do you call them jacket potatoes. I think that's like a baked potato.
Yeah.
And they put cheese, beans, refried beans, or Heinz beans, and tuna on a potato.
So he reviewed this meal.
I don't need to eat it to review it. That's ass, bro.
So there's a lot of controversy. Given that you just mentioned pie and mash and all that stuff, like there is as Americans, we have a lot of disdain is not the word, but we're just so...
We have negative connotations to British food because they eat like World War II is still happening.
Yeah, you know we don't understand. So it's interesting that you say that is, it's something so distinct and distinctly English that you would clearly miss when it's something that is so almost gross to us. You know what I mean? But how do you feel about that kind of judgment? Like, defend English food a little bit.
No, listen, everyone each to their own, and listen, there's foods in America that I wouldn't eat. A lot of the fried stuff that you guys have, I don't particularly like to eat that. I would have done while I was playing, but now I'm retired. I'm in my 40s. It's a no-go for me.
Gotcha.
It's like a health thing.
Exactly. But
I thought it was like a flavor thing.
Pie and mash is an unbelievable meal getting ready for a football game. I'm telling you. Because it lines the stomach perfectly for all the alcohol that you're about to consume.
You know what? When you're playing in my Sunday league team, we're gonna have this before our game.
I know when you guys were in the bowling ground, there was like a famous pie spot all the fans used to go to before. Would you eat that before you played though? No, it'd be too heavy.
No,
right?
we wouldn't eat that before you played. I'm talking about as a fan going to the game. It's fantastic.
Okay. But
we still have here at the London Stadium, we have a pie and mash shop inside the stadium in the bowling lounge, which before every game, I can't lie, I'm in there.
All right. So here's the promise we will make. One day we will be in London and we're gonna go to a West Ham game. I'm gonna hit you up. You got to take us to this pie and mash joint inside the stadium.
100%.
I got to see if it's for real.
100%. A bit of vinegar, some salt on there. You'll be fine, man. I'm telling you, you'll love it.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to bring my own hot sauce just in case.
Bring it if you want, but you ain't going to need it. I'm telling you.
All right. Fair. Anton, that's fair.
We'll let you go in a second. I do want to ask about just the media landscape now. It's fascinating, especially because your brother is seemingly every week pissing somebody off, right? There's always either something he says or it's always making news. It's making news over here. Being in New York and trying to understand not just the culture of the different football clubs, but just the media landscape in England.
Every little word you say.
Everything,
there's like 1,000 articles written about
the media. Obviously they make a big deal of a lot of things, especially with a club like Manchester United. But I'm curious about, do you ever like text your brother once in a while, like, bro, you're making it hot for the Ferdinand family. Like, take it easy.
For sure. Definitely when he's got anything to say about West Ham. When he's got stuff to say about West Ham, the West Ham fans always hit me going, has your brother forgot where he came from? Because he came through he came through the club as well, as a kid as well. And a lot of them, is he forgot where he's come from? I have to text him, come on, man. Like, you're putting heat on me. I ain't involved in this. But
I got to answer for you now.
Exactly.
Amazing. All right,
exactly
man.
that. But it's more, I think he really knows where his bread was buttered. He knew where he came from. He knows where it all started, and he's still got a lot of love for the football club. However, he speaks about Manchester United because that's where he's most successful, and that's what people want him to speak about. But yeah, you want to see the family chat when it's West Ham Man United. It goes off.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. No, it just in the nature of everything now, with a lot of footballers having their own podcasts, and now kind of circumventing having to speak to the press, and now it's like you have to you have ownership over your own voice. But then you have to take a lot more accountability and responsibility for that voice as well.
I'd rather have the ownership of my own voice than having and taking accountability for yourself than it being the other way around, like it was when I played, for sure.
All right.
Well, tell Rio to relax, because as we've been speaking, I think a bunch of more people were just sacked at Manchester United. So Jim Ratcliffe could save $5 more.
And they took away the vending machine. They said no more vending machine.
Oh no.
Hold on. I want to ask you one last question. Look, there's a lot of fans in the U.S. that haven't picked a team. I think every club says like, oh, the passion and we're a family. Why should somebody pick West Ham over some of the names that maybe you've heard much longer?
The Giants, like Everton Football Club and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, your Uniteds and your Arsenals and cities. It's ridiculous when he speaks, really. This man loves Everton. I feel so sorry for him. But why should somebody pick, if they don't have a Premier League club, tell them why to pick West Ham?
I think picking West Ham, a lot of people that come to games or go to a game and really get to feel what West Ham is about. I mean, you look at a lot of players, especially when I played here, a lot of players came from near and far and from abroad. And a lot of them have left West Ham fans. It grabs you. There's something about our football club that grabs you, and when you're in a stadium watching us, you get to feel it. So I'm urging a lot of the US based people to come and watch West Ham so they can get a feel, because a lot of our fans will be traveling to come and watch us over in the US. So just get a feel for it and get an understanding and speak to our fan base. And I think with that, it just shows you that the likes of Carlos Tevez, who played for Manchester United, Manchester City, he speaks about his time at West Ham, and that's because of the fan base and the way we are as a football club. And if it can grab people like that and grab people like myself who didn't grow up in West Ham but grew up in a different part of London, but the minute I stepped into the football club, I was like, this is for me. This is my home. And I hear a lot of people it has that effect on a lot of people. I think they're the reasons why they should come and see West Ham. And by the way, we're massive. And that's our saying, West Ham are massive. We're massive, and we accommodate everybody.
That's awesome.
That. And I think there's no sort of better example of that kind of family oriented club aspect as when Michael Antonio walked out onto the pitch and with
beautiful.
The bubbles and
Exactly
kind of tears in his eyes and the amount of love and support the fan base was showing him. It was definitely a moving moment for sure.
But if you look at it, it's not even just for first team players. You know, we've had young players who have passed away. One this year, and the whole family they got a standing ovation, a clap from the whole crowd because he was part of the academy. You know, Dylan Tombides, who died a few years ago from testicular cancer. He's remembered here every year. It's not just because you're a first team player that you get remembered or you get shown love. If you're associated to West Ham, whether you're a fan, whether you've played, whether you play in the first team or the academy, whether you're part of the women's team, you will get showed love at this football club, and that's what makes our football club unique.
It's a beautiful thing. Well, listen, when you're in town, swing by the studio if you have a chance. Also, we'll take you to the Stand. It's a beautiful restaurant. The owner's a massive West Ham fan.
Yeah.
Buddy, you're not going to pay for a thing. I'll enjoy it because I also won't pay for anything.
That's the only reason why you want to take me there, because it's free.
Yeah, 100%. Buddy, I'll find a lookalike if I have to. Yes, I'll show you food that tastes way better than pie and mash.
Okay. I better bring my hot sauce for this then.
Amazing. To Anton Ferdinand, thank you so much for joining us. And a reminder to everybody, you can get tickets at ticketmaster.com/PL Summer Series.
It's available right now.
Exactly. Go right now and see some incredible clubs, specifically West Ham. So, Anton, like Alexis said, you're welcome here anytime. And hopefully we get to hang out when you're in New York.
Definitely, man. When I'm in New York, I like to come and see you guys, man. It's been a pleasure being on your show. Stop talking about Everton. It's all about West Ham. Okay? You know,
Well put.
If you do that, we'll be okay. Okay?
Maybe when you're here, we can convert him to a West Ham fan.
100%.
We'll get him away from Everton.
100%.
Thank you so much, brother.
No problem. Thank you.